Science, you see.
This is an outrage!
I told you to stay still!
Well?
Let's see. 318 millimeters by 302.
Let's look it up in the table. Ah, congratulations. You're a mutant. To the garbage chute.
Let's rock.
I don't buy it. This shit is personal. See, the way I heard it, Lockhart had a nephew in the nanosuit program.
Remember back in episode 1 when I was criticizing Crysis 2? Here's something you may not have known, but Crysis 2 is actually my favorite installment in the series. But why, you ask? There's actually quite a few reasons. First, there's this.
Need immediate assist.
Holy balls, dude. That intro could be used as a replacement for fucking steroids. I feel instantly 20% more manly after having watched it. Sure, some of it is a bit exaggerated and doesn't fully represent the actual gameplay, but if that intro sequence doesn't get you fired up and ready to spill blood as a post-human badass in a supersuit, then I strongly question whether or not you're human. The gameplay is where Crysis 2 truly shines. Once you master the abilities of the nanosuit and learn the layout of the various missions throughout the game, you'll be skulking around hunting your prey in such a way that the Predator himself will look upon you with envy. Let's not forget about this game's soundtrack. This is, bar none, hands down, the be-all, end-all of video game soundtracks in my opinion. You have Mr. Hans Zimmer himself providing an astounding orchestral soundtrack throughout. The same Hans Zimmer that provided the musical score for this. Because of the sound design alone, I feel as though I'm controlling a major summer blockbuster at times. Very few times will you ever experience a perfect harmony of visuals blended with a perfectly paced soundtrack. But Crysis 2 nails it like no other. For being over 3 years old, Crysis is not showing its age one bit. The visuals are still at times stunning, and still difficult to rival to this day. Visuals and graphics definitely don't make up a great game, but the eye candy throughout Crysis 2 is just a cherry on the sundae. But nothing is perfect, of course, and that's doubly true for Crysis 2. This game trips over its story constantly and falls face first. I believe that they were going for an 80s action movie / sci-fi narrative, and there's enough cheesy moments, cliches, and plot holes to make Arnold Schwarzenegger look like William fucking Shakespeare by comparison. Does this cripple the experience, though? Oh, hell no. If anything, it enhances the experience for me personally, since I grew up on cheesy 80s action, and does everything to reinforce the feeling of playing a big-budget action movie blockbuster. I'd love to continue this review, but just talking about Crysis 2 for this long makes me want to go play it. If you haven't tried this game and you're an FPS person, it'll be love at first cloak and stealth kill.
Listen. What the hell is it?
Upon this game's release, it flew way under my radar. I dismissed it as another generic shooter. How wrong I was. Excellent storytelling paired with great visuals make Metro 2033 something worth experiencing. However, it's not as robust as its big brother sequel Metro Last Light, but it's still a solid shooter classic. The atmosphere is truly spectacular as you make your way through the oftentimes creepy and dangerous underground labyrinth of the Metro. The combat leaves a bit to be desired in my opinion, since most firefights play out the same. Shoot, take cover, rinse, repeat. The same can be said for fighting monsters and mutated creatures who often charge at you in large swarms. It becomes a shooting gallery, and also there's not a ton of variety when it comes to the weapons either. I've noticed at times some shots fail to register when an enemy would be in a particular animation, and when you're using a shotgun that requires a reload on every shot, it leaves you wide open and very annoyed. Other than that though, I can't find much fault in Metro 2033. It packs a great story, excellent visuals, and decent gameplay mechanics. It's a great experience overall and deserves a playthrough if you're a shooter fan that enjoyed the Stalker series.
We're almost at the roadblock! Just a little bit left, come on!
What the hell just happened here?
But the roadblock, what? Wait.
That was hard. I need a drink.
Before the war, up there. I was on the train when it happened. I tried calling my family, but couldn't get through. What the? What happened? Shit! Shit! What's going on here?
Immersion. Many games attempt to immerse you in its world, but few games pull it off like Metro Last Light. Rarely has a bleak and desolate existence looked so impressive. Usually visuals do not play a huge role in a gaming experience, but in Metro Last Light they only add to the immersive world that surrounds you. It's mind-numbing to think that this game was developed on a budget that is approximately 10% of its major competitors, because I'm willing to say that the visuals and gameplay easily rival or exceed even any big budget AAA experience you can name. But this game is not just eye candy. Oh no. There is a solid narrative presented in chapters and wrapped in pure immersion. Few games ever capture the disparity of a post-apocalyptic world, even though it's a work of fiction filled with mutated radioactive monsters. This game will truly give you a glimpse into a terrifying world post-thermonuclear war. The combat is massively improved from Metro 2033. Firing weapons feels much more fluid and responsive, and using the right tool for the job is key to survival at times. Going in guns blazing is not always a safe option, whereas picking off your enemies at a safe distance with a silenced weapon and relocating becomes a crucial means of survival. Metro Last Light is nearly the pinnacle of perfection in the shooter genre. Developers need to take careful note, because this is how you blend immersive storytelling with dynamic gameplay. This game stands as a low-budget masterpiece, which proves that it doesn't take millions of dollars and focus group marketing to make a work of digital interactive art.
I wish we finally did some shooting. It's been much done so
I wish anybody came. What the fuck do all you people want from me? Beat!
I wish I had some grub. Heard a woman. Which one first?